Once, in some city, a train went out of control and people didn't even suspect it. The driver shouted, "The train's controls are out of control." Everyone panicked, and even the train workers were jumping out. The worst part was a mother with a child trapped on the railway track. People were also scared, but they could do nothing but watch and scream. At that moment, a hooded man was in the middle of the crowd but suddenly disappeared and instantly reappeared on the railway to stop the train. The mother seemed scared and thought they would be run over by the train, but when she opened her eyes, she saw in front of her a man who asked if she was okay. She thanked the man but was shocked to discover he was not human but a zombie. The next day, the protagonist of our story woke up in his spacious room. He is a zombie, but his name is also Zombie. Zombies, 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 and zombies. Mr. Zombie has no knowledge of his personal information, like age and date of death. Even though he is a zombie, he also dreams of one day making friends with humans. He dreamed that one day they wouldn't expose their discrimination and ostracism. With this dream in mind, he keeps improving. Although it is still very far away, he believes that as long as he works hard, he will succeed in achieving his dreams. Thanks to his determination to befriend people, he helps countless people and gets involved in unforeseen events and accidents like the one on the railway track. He also prevents a plane from crashing into a stadium full of people. He was also in the building that was on fire where he saved babies, but zombies weren't that strong from the start. On a long summer day, a zombie epidemic caused the apocalypse. At that time, at school, there was an invasion, and an outbreak began suddenly. He couldn't escape in time and became a completely ordinary zombie, the same kind we see in the crowd following the horde. Zombies were attacked by weapons and missiles and were completely massacred. People not only burned zombies with fuel but also created a perpetual energy machine exploiting zombies, turning them into a source of electricity. Mr. Zombie doesn't know what zombies want. There are people and people want to kill zombies to survive. He decided to change himself, and from that day he began to train. He lifted weights every day, woke up early to run, swim, and jump. He didn't eat meat, only ate unpleasant food 3 times a day. He felt tired, but that's all. Every day he continued training, even at night, until he became stronger. He was almost invincible. After he gained power and knowledge, he decided to live in the springs. He constantly helped human society, hoping that he could change their perception of zombies. He wanted to live as a civilized, law-abiding, and kind zombie. Mr. Zombie was going to eat, but after checking the fridge, there was no food left, so he decided to go shopping. He went to 𝗧𝗴𝗀𝗍 supermarket, where he always buys goods. He is there all the time buying, so the store owner already knows him, and even calls him Mr. Because Mr. Zombie always wore a mask with a hood. The workers believe he wears the mask so they won't be afraid of him. After he paid, the workers helped him put all his belongings in the truck. He didn't know that 2 men were following him with the intention of taking off his mask. Mr. Zombie held a piece of paper in his hands and frowned after seeing on the paper that someone he knew called 𝗧𝗴𝗀𝗶 was wanted again, and those who could catch him would receive a huge reward. These 2 men who are watching are journalists who want to know who he really is. Rumors are true that he lifted an entire plane into the air. At the moment, both are hesitant because it's simply not possible for them, at least not until they see him. Mr. Zombie soon grabbed the truck by the arms and could even fly like Superman, and in one leap, he left cracks in the ground. With the leap, he reached outer space and landed in a forbidden zone full of zombies. The zombies are trapped here, and most of them are simply starving. Mr. Zombie stopped the truck, and the zombies screamed that their king had returned. There was a small, confused zombie who asked why he didn't drive the truck like people do. Mr. Zombie replied, "I don't drive because I don't have a driver's license," but even though he gave the answer, these little zombies couldn't understand him because they are not like the lordly men. This city is the place Mr. Zombie conquered. It's located far from the curious eyes of people. He brought eggs here to distribute them. The eggs served as a protein substitute since they survive by eating human flesh. He distributed the eggs and immediately began looking for 𝗧𝗴𝗀𝗋. According to the child, 𝗧𝗴𝗀𝗋 is located in the main lobby of the hotel. So Mr. Zombie immediately went there to find 𝗧𝗴𝗀𝗋. He was with other boss-level zombies named Lang, 𝗏𝗏𝗏, and Black. When they saw Mr. Zombie entering the hall, they greeted him. He was contacted by 𝗧𝗴𝗀𝗋, who apologized and said he couldn't control his body when he saw people, so he felt tempted to go after them. Mr. Zombie is the boss here, and this is his order: do not attack people and hide from them. According to Black, they look for alternate bases over and over again. 𝗧𝗴𝗋𝗋 asked if they could simply enter and fight people, but Mr. Zombie doesn't allow it because for him, people are not terrible. While they were discussing, some noises came from above. It was an airplane inside, which was a stunning woman. She is the president of the Extraordinary Academy, an organization against zombies, plans to launch an impact and bombardment in the area. The signals are normal and clear, and they also have equipment ready to be launched. They prepared a missile with a nuclear warhead that is said to explode in 20 minutes to attack the zombies. The zombies felt the human presence and were ready to attack with their chainsaws, but Mr. Zombie doesn't want them to be in danger. He wants to avoid hostile relationships with people. Therefore, he knows they would lose control the moment they come into contact with them. Mr. Zombie ordered the citizen zombies to evacuate. The president of the Air Force checks all the necessary items to destroy the zombie zones. She ordered the ground units to evacuate the civilians within 20 minutes. She also has a comrade waiting for her signal. He is a member of the fencing club of the Extraordinary Academy. His task is to intercept the enemy as soon as the zombie boss appears. His suit is made of metal alloy, and he was full of determination to defeat any zombie boss that appears. At that moment, there was a scientist named 𝗧𝗴𝘀 who wanted to sabotage the Extraordinary Academy's mission. His companion informed him that the people from the Academy found the zombies, and that was the signal for him to release the bait to attract the zombies and scare the people. 𝗧𝗀𝘀 pressed the button, and a cage descended containing many people. As expected, they all screamed in fear, especially when they were being attacked by zombies. The ground unit received orders to pursue the zombies. At the detection site, they started shooting but were frustrated because the zombies didn't die with a few shots. Above these small zombies, Mr.Zombie blocked the bullets to save the girl. The squad leader saw Mr.Zombie blocking the bullets but concluded that there is no invincible zombie, and even if there is, it's only because they don't use enough firepower. Because of this, he used the missile, believing that this weapon is enough to destroy the zombies. After they started, someone approached him and informed him that they were not shooting at zombies but at the extraordinary human who saves people in danger. The squad leader was surprised to hear this and was scared, thinking they had shot the wrong person. But Mr.Zombie, despite all the firearms he faced, didn't have a scratch on his body. Looking through the system, the president of the academy found the zombie boss and immediately reported it. Marshall immediately jumped down from the scientist's viewpoint. They discovered that all civilians were saved and realized they underestimated the Extraordinary Academy's abilities. But let's try something more interesting, he told his companion, who immediately understood his viewpoint. They found a zombie that could turn into a giant monster. The presence of a zombie boss in Zone B was brought to everyone's attention in the armed forces. Commander Marshall suddenly ran to Mr.Zombie, grabbed him by the shoulder, and threw him into the armored vehicle. They were now heading to Zone B with Mr.Zombie, who was surprised to realize this. He was with curious people. The female soldier asked him why he always wore a zombie mask, but Mr.Zombie was speechless. Members of the armed forces saw the giant monster and were confused by its appearance since it was different from a zombie. The monster dragged the bus and threw it at them, but Marshall appeared at high speed and cut the bus in half. The soldiers cheered for Marshall, believing that with his help they could surely win. Marshall faced the monster, holding his sword in his hands. He ordered the soldiers to take all civilians and evacuate. A soldier informed Mr.Zombie that he had no reason to worry because they intended to save him. When she looked back, she saw that Mr.Zombie had already disappeared. The monster roared and ran towards Marshall, but because of his speed, he disappeared and instantly moved behind the monster. Using his celestial command, he struck the monster several times in an instant, and then the monster was dead. Suddenly, someone appeared in front of the giant monster. Mr.Zombie was intrigued to see this. The zombies were no longer alive. There was a message from Marshall's aerial unit that he had already defeated the zombies' boss, and the president ordered her men to record this as Marshall's contribution. Mr.Zombie felt pain and apologized for not being able to control himself. Marshall heard what Mr.Zombie had to say, but his goal was to kill the zombie boss. He ran towards Mr.Zombie to kill him. Meanwhile, the girl from the aerial squad was worried because they found other boss-level zombies. Her companion told her not to worry because Marshall could kill all boss-level monsters. But Marshall was already out of action, the girl said, which left her devastated. The president was shocked. Marshall was hanging on a post because of Mr.Zombie. The girl panicked after discovering this. Marshall's life signal was almost completely gone, and he had suffered critical damage. They were dismayed to learn that the civilians had still not been evacuated. Upon hearing this, the president was so angry that she had no choice but to descend to the ground alone to test for herself how strong the zombie was.